and welcome back to Rank Masters, the podcast where myself and my I'm going off the rails with this one. I didn't say the funny thing, though. I didn't say the thing I usually say. Are you proud of me, Trace?
The funny thing.
The funny thing. The funny thing. Anyway,
yes.
Hi, we're the critics of internet lists. My name's Seth, and this is...
Trace.
Yeah, I said your name already. I don't know why I felt the need to introduce you again, but hi!
That's fine.
How are you, Trace?
I'm doing fine. I'm tired.
Same.
It's the weekend.
Yeah?
Thanksgiving
It's Wednesday, you dumbass.
Oh, this is our Thanksgiving episode.
Is it really?
Yeah,
oh my,
it is our
you're
Thanksgiving
right.
episode.
You're right. Okay. Oh my God, Thanksgiving is tomorrow. Relative when we're recording. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I hadn't thought about that. Because we're recording this. Okay, little peek behind the curtains. It's fucking Sunday, November 12th right now, and this is releasing in 10 days on the 22nd.
Well, yeah, like it just hit me because I was about to say Thanksgiving soon, and then I was like, oh, for y'all, it's
Literally tomorrow. Yeah.
So yeah, Thanksgiving is soon.
Some people might not be listening to this until that Thanksgiving day. This might be their escape from the
from the family
political rants. Yeah, that's why.
I get it, y'all. My eldest brother is coming in from Colorado, and he lives in the Lauren Boebert district, and guess who he voted for? So, I get it. It's gonna be a rough one for us queers and the Republicanists of here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm coining that term.
Honestly, I don't know how to feel about it, but I think this is the first Thanksgiving that I won't be spending with my family, because I looked at my schedule, and there's no way for me to get out of where I currently live and get back to my hometown to do Thanksgiving with my family with what my work schedule is. So I'm just not doing that, and this is going to be the first time that my parents are going to have to do Thanksgiving on their own.
Are we going to do like a Friendsgiving with all the people?
I'd be down to, honestly. I don't know how.
I was like, we'd have to do it before MFF, but
that's true. Yeah, MFF's coming up for you. We'll figure it out. You know what? We have a day, or at least 10.
Yeah, well, we may figure out something. Like, I'll be in Kansas City relative to us now in a couple of days to pick up someone from the airport.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Yep. I know what's going on with that. Cough, cough, wink, wink.
Cough, cough, wink, wink.
Cough. Yeah, you're coughing and winking in the Kansas City airport. That's the whole point.
Exactly. I'm coughing and winking, throwing up, just absolutely losing it in the Kansas City airport.
Trace, that was me yesterday. Good Lord. So a little further peek behind the curtains. We planned on recording this yesterday, and I had a migraine, and it was a bad one. Oh, not to say that there's any good migraines, but yesterday was. Whoa.
It's very funny. Our migraines?
Migraines, yeah. Walgreens.
Migraines.
It's like Walgreens, but migraines.
Yeah, our migraines synced up a little bit. I didn't have as bad as one as you did. Luckily,
yeah.
Like, I felt it. Like, okay, for people who don't have migraines, like, you can feel, like, before the pain happens, like, you can start to feel things that are off. Yes. And you're like, I bet a migraine's coming on. Mm-hmm. And I, like, as soon as I started to feel just the tiniest twinge, like, you know, the first little tiny flare I saw in my eye, I was like, nope, fuck it. And I went and I slammed some pain meds and I fell asleep. And I was like, I'm going to take a nap. The nap was only like an hour. Normally my migraine naps are like 3 hours. Yeah,
okay, so usually my migraine naps also last a while, but I could not stay asleep for some reason yesterday. But yeah, it's nice. Some people call it an aura. I think that's the term that's been coined for migraines. It's called a visual aura. And for me, that kind of expresses itself as, like, I see static start in, like, one part of my vision, and it slowly overtakes, like, the left or right side of my eyes. And then, like, and then once that static starts to fade, I have, like, about 5 minutes of clarity before pain. Eternal pain. And it's...
See, like, the very first signal that I start to get is, like, the bridge, like, specifically the left side of the bridge of my nose... Mm-hmm. Starts to feel just a little bit off, like almost like you have a really hard booger, I guess is the best way to say. Like it hurts a little bit, like it hurts a little bit, but it doesn't like actually hurt, and you're just like, that's weird. And that's like the first sign that I get. We're not going back to it. I'm not going to explain myself. Okay.
Okay.
This is my journey.
A really hard booger. You know what? Fair enough.
This is my journey and my experience. Don't you discredit that.
Anywho.
Yesterday was a wild day. I did a whole bunch.
That's good. I'm glad you were able to be productive. Yeah, yours did not seem to be as bad. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Migraines suck. I think both of ours had something to do with like the pressure changes yesterday, because weather triggers these things. You know, it's weird. Anyway,
yeah, it does. I fucking hate it. Yeah. And now our top 10 worst migraine symptoms.
God, actually, you know what? That's probably a list. We could probably find that. But
maybe we can do it next time. I don't know.
Maybe next time. Yeah, you still need ideas for next week's video, right?
Correct.
So let us know what ideas you have in the comments below. yeah, right, I'm a YouTuber. I know how to do this.
Because we're definitely not recording it right after this one.
What? Trace, don't tell them.
I'm gonna be wearing the same shirt. Whatever.
I know. Usually, sometimes when we record back to back, like we change shirts and like I change my background lighting. No, I'm too lazy for that right now. I'm just gonna keep wearing the same shit. But yeah. So actually, the top 10 list I wanted to come in with this. I wanted to look at the top 10 fast food chains in the U.S. This was originally just because I was hungry, but also now that I know people are going to be listening to this on Thanksgiving Day, here's some alternatives to your Thanksgiving meal with their families, I guess.
This is actually fantastic. One, because my family has started to get a little less traditional with its Thanksgiving food. Like, this year we're actually going to be ordering catering.
Ooh.
From a company like that's somewhat close to us, not really that close. Someone's gonna have to drive to go get it.
Sure.
But we're ordering catering because no one wants to cook.
Mood, honestly.
So we're all bringing like our favorite thing that we can cook that like we're okay with cooking, but then most of it's just going to be catered through a company because we're all getting lazy.
Hey, I understand. I mean, I used to work at a company that would do a lot of like traditional family food, and like they would cater a lot of Thanksgiving meals and stuff. So I kind of wonder if that's the one that you're thinking of. If like the because I know where the place I used to work at is not that close, but still technically relatively close to where you live at. I'm curious how this all works. But you know, it could be, it might not be. Probably isn't actually. But who knows? Who knows? Yeah, they do good pies. I will admit that. I'm not gonna say their names because I'm not gonna dox anything. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead on your list, King.
Yes. So, okay, the thing is, Trace, though, I have two possible lists for this. Oh? I have one that is the QSR report for the top 50 fast food chains based on actual sales in 2023. Or actually, I think this one's outdated. It's showing the 2018 one. Or I have that similar top 10s list voted by arbitrary subjective opinion on our good friend, our favorite website, thetop10s.com.
I almost want to do the what'd you say, QSR?
Yeah, QSR.
Just because that's a website we've never seen before.
Yeah, so QSR.
So I think it would be fun.
They're apparently a magazine. They do like they look at like growth and finance. It really is a business magazine, but they do a ranking of the top 50 like best performing fast food restaurants in
and we're not going to do all
year.
50.
No, yeah, God no, we're not going to do all 50. I was going to keep it to 10 either way.
Yeah.
But I did think it was interesting to have both of those back to back because like you could see subjective community opinion versus actual sales. And it's kind of nice, kind of like scrolling through the 50 on this QSR website. So yeah, QSRmagazine.com. And of course, for anyone wanting to follow along, I'll have the list in the description of the podcast episode, as I always do, because I know how to take care of y'all.
It's like, if anyone is ever curious about the lists that we use, they're always in the description.
Yeah, both on YouTube and on all the actual podcast platforms. Like we have a funny little tag, and then we have the actual list. So if you ever want to pop in. I do think for this list, before we go ahead.
Shout out to like our 2 listeners on Podbean, whatever that is.
Okay, I haven't checked our anchor page in a while. What is Podbean?
I don't know, because like all of our podcast listeners, most of them are Apple Podcasts, and then there's like a few stragglers that do Spotify.
Yeah,
but then the next biggest one is Podbean.
That's wild. Hold on, I'm looking at this now.
I have never heard of this before. But shout out to those listeners. thank you for listening. If you ever
Podbean.
want to follow along, I assume Podbean has a description that is populated with the things that we do.
I'm like, yeah, because whenever we put this up there, it should maintain the things. But I've never even heard of we have more Podbean listeners than we do Spotify.
Oh, did it finally shift over to?
Yeah, Spotify's at 5.9, Podbean's at 7.8, web browser is also at 7.8. So that means they're just like going to our anchor page and pulling it up. And then Apple Podcast is 78.4%.
Nice. Shout out Apple. I hate y'all.
I hate it. Yeah. Also, funny to note, 99% of our listeners are in the U.S., but then we have less than 1% in the U.K., in Germany, and in the Isle of Man. And I'm surprised that we have any listeners from the Isle of Man.
I assume the one person in the UK that listens to us is someone from the royal family. Place your bets. Mine is the king.
I mean, I definitely don't already know who they are because I know the UK listeners in the ODISeth Discord server. Whoops.
Oh, okay. Is it the king?
Yeah, it's the king. It's the king of the
UK.
Good.
Is his name Charles? I don't fucking remember who the fucking king is. After Queen Lizzie died, I was just like, I'm not gonna pay attention anymore.
I live in the US. I don't give a shit about the UK.
That's
I don't want to think.
I did watch the coronation, and I still don't know what the fuck his name is.
Understandable.
I was gonna say Prince Harry, but I'm pretty sure he lives in the United States now. So,
I mean, that would still make him a prince of the UK, regardless of where he
lives.
Yeah,
but he wouldn't be a listener from the UK. Like
maybe he's using a VPN. Maybe he's listening to us on a VPN to make his government think, oh yeah, I'm using the UK bandwidth. Don't worry.
Right, because like everything's paid for by tax dollars for the British family. So maybe like if he uses a VPN, he still gets it for free.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. Let's actually get started here.
Get into the actual list.
Let's get into the actual list. Yeah. So I'm sorting these. There's the QSR site gives us a few ways to sort. But I'm going to be sorting by numbers of millions of sales. Okay. So anytime I say a number, just know that that's in the millions. So for instance, I'm going to start with number 50, and then we'll bump up to actual 10. But I think number 50 is really funny.
Okay, start at number 50.
Number 50, barely making it into the top 50, is Baskin Robbins with 685 million sales in 2022.
I don't think I've ever ate at a Baskin Robbins.
That's fair. I mean, they're not bad. I think Baskin Robbins ice cream is good.
What is Baskin? Oh,
there you go. Maybe, yeah,
that's
the
ice cream 31, place. Right?
That's the whole gimmick. Yes.
Okay, I think I've ate there once.
Last time I went there, it's because a friend was like really into Baskin Robbins. They're like, yeah, there's a new flavor you gotta try, and I'm like, it sounds like hell, but I'll trust you. And then I tried it, and I was right. It was hell. I
was like, I think I went there maybe once. Maybe it was even with the person that you're hanging out with later today. Like,
oh, possibly. Okay, fair.
Because I remember like we were doing something, like we were out on the town, I guess.
On the town, baby. Hell yeah.
And this person I was with was like, you want to go get ice cream? And like, I'm trying to remember who that was. And we went to Baskin Robbins. This is back when I was in college. Like that's an old me. That's a different time.
Honestly,
I don't remember what we did then.
I mean, worst case scenario, I could just ask. I'm sure he remembers.
Maybe.
Maybe. Or not. Who knows?
Maybe it was when we went to go see Isle of Dogs together.
Maybe you need to go visit our listeners in the Isle of Man.
Well, Isle of the Dogs is more interesting. I'm sorry.
You're right. I actually haven't seen Isle of Dogs. Wes Anderson freaks me out. I'm just gonna be straight up here. Wes Anderson movies scare me.
I love Wes Anderson movies. Shout out Shea Phillips Productions for their recent ranking of Wes Anderson movies that made me want to start watching Wes Anderson movies again. So,
have you seen the new one? The what's it called? Is it Apocalypse? No, not Apocalypse Now.
Asteroid
City. Yes.
Yeah. No, not yet. I've never seen it yet. But it's also because it's long.
It is long. It does have an intermission though, so you can take a break. I have seen it.
Oh, you have seen that. What did you think?
Wes Anderson scares me.
Wes Anderson scares you. Okay. You should watch one of my favorite movies of all time is Fantastic Mr. Fox, and I get it.
I have seen Fantastic Mr. Fox.
There's just a quality about that movie that makes me feel alive.
It's such it's a very good movie. I will admit it's very unique. It's very creative. I like it a lot.
I like that movie. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell people.
Yeah, it's very.
What's coming in at number 10?
Number 10. Okay.
Well, you can also finish your thought, but
no, I had no more thoughts about Fantastic Mr. Fox. I was done. But yes, so number 10. So we said 50 was Baskin Robbins, and there's a whole bunch there though. When we're done with this list, you can like name off a fast food chain, and we'll see where it ranks compared.
Yeah.
But number 10 is the place that gave me food poisoning. Chipotle.
Chipotle.
With 8,600 million sales in 2022.
Have you only eaten at Chipotle once, or like?
I've eaten at Chipotle a grand total of 3 times.
3 times, and all 3 times did it give you food poisoning?
2 times I just thought it was bad. The 3rd time it gave me food poisoning.
See, I'm okay with Chipotle. I think it's fine. Like, for some reason, when my work wants to do like a quick everyone grab food type of meeting, they normally order from Chipotle. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. I normally just get like one of their bowls. I mean, and, it's okay. I don't like their beans, but that's just because I don't like beans anyway.
Yeah, I don't like beans either, honestly. I'm with you on that. But like, if you want to get fast, like Tex-Mex food like that, Qdoba's better. Qdoba's queso just tastes better,
Cheese. Actually, here's my fucking rant. Here is my fucking rant.
Yes, I forgot about this. Okay, yeah, you have the floor, Trace. Go for it. Pop off.
Thank you. I am so pissed. All right, so this is a stupid rant, and it has been since I've been a child. I think I've said this on the podcast a few times, but like I grew up in a place that was like 50% Hispanic. Like it was a very high Hispanic and Latino population, and like. When you live in that type of place, you start picking up on a few words, and queso was one of them.
Yeah.
But queso just means cheese.
Yes.
But for some reason, I think maybe this is just all over the United States. For a while, I only heard this in the Midwest. But it has, I think, spread just across the entire United States. Now, people will say queso, and they specifically mean cheese dip.
Yeah.
And a melted cheese dip. And I don't know why it makes me so irrationally angry, because I'm like, just call it cheese dip. Like, if you could hold up if someone says, do you want queso? They could literally be holding a block of cheese. Mm-hmm. It is not specific. Oh my God. I'm knocking my microphone. Like, I don't know why it makes me so irrationally angry. Like, it's pretty much like using, I don't know, it's like using a Spanish word for the sake of it being Spanish, but not using it correctly.
I get it. I understand that. I do think I know why in the United States we use queso to refer to the dip as opposed to cheese as a whole. And also to set it apart from what is traditionally called cheese dip in the United States. Because cheese dip is like spiceless. It's just melted cheese. It's the kind of shit that you'd put on like a pretzel. Velveeta. Yeah, it's Velveeta. That's what cheese dip is when I hear cheese dip. So if I'm going to a restaurant and I see cheese dip, I'm like, that's not flavorful. That's something that you would put in like a pretzel when you're at a pool. Or you get like $5 nachos and it's literally just plain chips and like overcoated in salt and just basic Velveeta cheese. So
counterpoint to you, how many different foods are there that like we only have one word for, but they're made like a billion? Like think of macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Someone says, do you want macaroni and cheese? You don't know if you're going to get just regular macaroni and cheese, like Kraft, or you're going to get like a baked macaroni and cheese, or you're going to get like 4 cheese macaroni and cheese. Yeah. Or you're going to get like a white cheddar macaroni and cheese. Like it's just called macaroni and cheese. So we can do that with cheese dip. Like, and then there's macaroni and cheese. Sometimes like, you want macaroni and cheese? Like, sure. And it's loaded with like peppers and onions and it's gross. And like it doesn't taste right.
Fair. Okay, I understand.
But I'm allergic to onions, so I
figured that was the case.
But I also like onions. Sometimes I'll just eat them, like not like eat a whole raw onion.
Sometimes you'll eat a full raw onion just to feel something,
just to feel alive. No,
I love that.
Like some things I admit just taste better with an onion in it, and sometimes I'll just grit my teeth and bear the agony that comes later, because I just want to have it in its best form.
Yeah.
But
Trace, the best way to eat onions is Funyuns.
Is Funyuns? you know what? Funyuns don't actually make me sick.
Funyuns are great. I love Funyuns.
That makes me think that Funyuns have very little actual onion content.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Like, I have no clue what it is. It's definitely not real onion, but yeah.
Yeah. No, that's. Which also, you know what I haven't had in a while? Pork rinds.
Ooh, pork rinds are pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they have the same. They have the same texture as Funyuns. That's why I said that. Like, it's the same fluffy, kind of crunchy texture. Anyway, yeah, I think that we only use queso because of branding of, like, literally from Qdoba and Chipotle. Which one did it start at?
I think Chipotle definitely. Actually, that's a good fucking question. Because I don't know when it started. I know my entire life, Mexican cheese dip has always been called queso, or queso dip, and that's just how it's been where I've grown up. But when did we
I think
start?
You're lying. I think it's because you just have created that in your mind. Because there was a specific shift, and we're like relatively the same age. Sorry, I'm looking up when did people
Yeah, I understand.
Queso in U.S.
I feel like it's got to be like a Texas thing, right? You know, that seems like some shit that Texas would start. Now we're going down the fucking rabbit hole.
Yeah, we are. I'm on Reddit right now.
Big mistake. Never go to Reddit. Never go to Reddit for concrete answers to things. I asked
what
Reddit recently to try and fix my fucking Wii because my Wii remote stopped working. Reddit is the most useless site for that. They're like, oh yeah, have you pressed the red button on the back? I'm like, what the fuck do you think I've been doing? I'm not stupid. Okay, I know how Wii works.
There is so oftentimes I'll end my search with just Reddit. Because there's actually so many good answers on Reddit.
There are a lot of good answers on Reddit, and they're often buried beneath the most bullshit, worthless things, and you can never tell the difference. It's crazy. Anywho, yes, okay, yes, Texas. It says that I was right. Texas was the originator of calling cheese dip queso. It looks like specifically it started in 1918 by Mexican restaurateur Miguel Martinez. Martinez Cafe, otherwise known as El Phoenix in Dallas. They were the first people to call that cheese dip that's Mexican style cheese dip queso. And that's so it was in 1918. Trace, it's in 1918.
No, I don't believe. Where are you getting this answer? Because I don't believe it.
It's an article on the history of queso. It's called A Matter of Taste Queso Dip Explained. It's by American Express Essentials. I could send you the link in Discord if you want.
Fine, I'll read it later. But like,
though it says that the term queso, it started in 1918. It took off in popularity in 1960s and 1970s with the emergence of those like TV food shows. Like the TV cooking. It's like, yeah, use some queso in this. Okay, interesting. Yeah, and they did set it apart from Velveeta, from pasteurized cheese, by mixing in tomatoes and peppers. Okay.
Yeah, well, because there's chili con queso and salsa con queso. So my thinking is, I think the restaurant probably had it listed as that, and the white people that went there just called it queso. Like,
yeah.
But for me, like, it was a very specific shift, and really, I think it was when I moved to Kansas.
That might have been it too. It could have simply been that Colorado was the odd one out that didn't call it queso.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe it was because I grew up in a place that was so heavily Latino and Hispanic that, like, there was
possibly a
clear divide.
I don't know. Who knows?
I don't, because, like, I swear to God, it was only a few years ago that this shift happened to where, like, everyone around me started calling it just queso.
It's very odd. But
pisses me off. I don't believe this article. Like, my personal experience doesn't line up with this, so I don't think it's right.
You know what? That's true.
I blame I about called it Chili's. What the fuck are we talking about?
Chipotle
and Qdoba.
I mean,
fuck you.
Honestly, Chili's probably contributed to it. They've been doing some weird stuff with Mexican food for a while. But anyway, moving on, because we spent like 25 minutes on intro and Chipotle.
Fine.
It's fine. Honestly, I don't mind. Number 9 on the list is something that I'm honestly surprised to be in the top 10. Domino's Pizza.
Okay. I honestly don't think I've ever had Domino's Pizza.
Honestly, fair. I do not blame you.
If I have, I don't remember this.
Domino's Pizza, I know right now they're putting out like a huge campaign to try and, it's like, please use our online app. If you earn points with us, you can, if you buy one pizza, you'll get another free pizza later. Domino's seems fucking desperate, because every time I go to work, they have the TV on, and I feel like I see an advertisement for Domino's being so goddamn needy. Like, I did not think that Domino's was still alive, but I also thought that Domino's recently got bought by Subway.
Did it? Does Subway have enough money to buy another restaurant?
And that's what I was surprised by. You know,
I feel like we've all, as a society, collectively moved on from Subway. So, like, for some reason, I'm like, that doesn't track. I don't think they have enough money to buy a whole other restaurant.
Hold on. No, hold on. Okay, I was wrong. It wasn't
Domino's bought Subway?
No, it was Arby's bought Subway.
Oh, well,
I could have sworn. Wait. Oh, Arby's and Dunkin' bought Subway. So Dunkin' and Arby's are owned by the same company. That's really funny.
What is that company that owns both of them? It's got to have a name.
Roark Capital. ROARK.
Well, because, like, you know how there's Yum Brands and they own, like, KFC and other lesser foods, I guess? What the fuck does Yum Brands own?
Lesser foods?
Oh, I don't know. Well, like, literally when I think of Yum brand foods, I think of KFC, and I can't think of anything else.
I understand. I'm pulling up their website now. They own KFC, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and The Habit. I've never heard of The Habit. The Habit's something I've never heard of. Obviously, I know Pizza Hut and Taco Bell.
The Habit sounds like it's like a rock band that, for some reason, the lead singer always takes his shirt off.
Interesting.
That's what The Habit sounds like to me.
I love that. It's a burger grill that started in Santa Barbara, California.
I've been to the Yum Center.
Why? Trace, why?
The
Hello? Oh my god, you're revisiting the memories of the Yum Center's killing Trace. Someone save Trace.
No, the Yum Center is the arena in Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot that businesses own arenas and then the arena has to be named that. That's always so stupid. I never understood that.
Well, because it was during an FFA convention, and I was like, it was national convention, so yeah, it had to have been Louisville. Because the other national convention is in Indianapolis, and that's the Lucas Oil Stadium. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, we went to the Yum Center, and that's where I've seen a few country music artists who performed for a bunch of FFA kids.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, the KFC Yum Center, it's in Louisville. I went to their website. The very first thing they're advertising is 2024 Winter Jam, and that just that pulled back some memories that I shouldn't have unlocked.
What memories have you unlocked? What the fuck is the Winter Jam?
Oh god damn it! Okay, Trace, Winter Jam is a yearly. It's an annual like tour of a bunch of different like contemporary Christian bands.
Actually, I remember this. Okay, I remember one year because my brother went when Skrillex was with them.
Now hold on, was it Skrillex or Skillets? Because those are two different bands.
Oh yeah, sorry, Skillet. It was Skillet. It was like Skillet and like 1,000 Foot Crutch. It was like a lot. They like did a lot of rock bands that year, and my brother was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go."
Yeah. That was my very first concert. Was at a winter jam, and I met Toby Mac. And no one honestly
shout out Toby Mac.
No. Maybe. He seemed cool, but I was a child. I did not know anything. I was very stupid.
Yeah, how's Toby Mac doing? Is he like weirdly homophobic now? I mean,
homophobic. Let's find out.
Let's stalk Toby Mac's social media presence to figure out if he's a homophobe.
This is horrifying. I don't know. Hold on, Toby Mac.
For those of you who don't know who Toby Mac is,
Toby Mac has made no vocalized opinions on queer people, so he's probably homophobic.
So he's probably homophobic, or he understands that his career would tank if he came out in support of gay people.
Yeah, probably. Has Toby Mac made music? Hold on, now We've gone on some strange rabbit holes this episode. Like we usually go down weird ones. This is strange.
I feel like I saw Toby Mac pop up on like.
Oh my god, his beard is great. When I met him, he did not have a beard. He's kind of hot. Yeah, he looks like a hipster and like wears beanies.
Look him up now.
Damn.
Back when you and I were probably listening to Toby Mac, you looked like a weird little scraggly guy who did drugs.
Yes, I have a picture of myself standing next to him with looking like a scraggly little guy that looks like he did drugs. But yeah, now he's got like a full-fledged beard and he wears like beanies and
damn,
hipster glasses.
Daddy.
He's got daddy vibes going on for sure. I hate how this is going right now. This is
like
this
twirling
is
my
strange.
hair, looking at Toby Mac. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Why is he kind of hot now? I don't know. Like,
this hurts me.
Shout out Toby Mac. If you do like queer people, wink wink, like slide into my DMs, I guess.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Anyway, Toby Mac is like a white Christian rapper.
Yes, yeah. Why are we going hard for Toby Mac? It's just because I saw Winter Jam was happening at the KFC Yum Arena. We need to bring this back. Holy shit. We weren't even talking about KFC. We're talking about fucking Domino's. Because Domino's got bought by Arby's and Dunkin'. Oh.
Yeah. Whatever. What's next?
This hurts my soul. No, it wasn't even Domino's. Domino's had nothing to do with that. Subway got bought by Arby's and Dunkin'. Oh my god. What a wild like chain of events taking us to goddamn Toby Mac. Yeah, anyway, speaking of a Big Mac, number 8 is a Burger King.
For some reason I think that people don't like Burger King. Like in my brain, people never go to Burger King,
which is a shame because I do like some of their foods, but not many of them. I feel like their chicken fries are great. I do like their chicken fries. Their ice cream machines are down significantly more often than McDonald's is.
Really?
Yes.
Weird.
When I was door dashing and I went to Burger King to pick up like a dessert, they were always out, and I had to call the customer and say, "Hey, they don't have any desserts right now. The only thing they can offer you is an Oreo pie. Would you like that? Or would you like to get in touch with DoorDash customer support and get a refund?" And they always went with the Oreo pie, even though the Oreo pie tasted like shit.
Yeah.
The Oreo pie was not good. Like, just straight up.
I think I've been to Burger King like 4 times in my life.
That's fair. Dude.
And I think I've gotten the Whopper once in my life. Because normally I don't like fast food burgers. Controversial opinion. Fuck fast food burgers. Like, I have not found one yet that I actually enjoy. Well, actually, I take that back.
There's immediate reversal.
There's a single fast food burger that's good sometimes, and that is the garlic burger from Spangles.
I love Spangles. Oh, I'm so sad there's not a Spangles near where I live. Spangles did not make the top 50. They should have.
Yeah,
Spangles should be popping off. Well, if you've
Spangles
never had Spangles, I know they're like only in Kansas, really.
Yeah, I was like, I think they're only in Kansas, actually. But I like the garlic burger from Spangles sometimes. Sometimes they make it so fucking greasy that like I take one bite and I'm like...
That's the best part, though. I love how fucking greasy it is. Oh my god,
I feel like cardiac
it's disgustingly delicious. It really does feel like that.
But every once in a while, they'll make it to where it's not so greasy that your burger is literally dripping, and it'll taste actually good. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, I don't really like fast food burgers. Like McDonald's burgers, bleh. Burger King burgers, bleh. I just don't like them. I
understand.
I
get it.
Too sweet for some reason. I don't know.
You kind of need the anti-sweet in your meat, you know? And I feel like a lot of burger places put sugar in it, and they shouldn't. The sugar's not necessary. But yeah, Spangles is good. Spangles meat goes hard.
Someone's always like, "Oh, you don't like fast food burgers? Have you tried Five Guys?" And I was like, "Yeah, it tastes like shit too." I don't like Five Guys burgers.
I don't
their
like
fries
Five Guys
though.
Burgers. Their Cajun fries are so good. I love Five Guys Cajun fries.
But their burgers are not good. Like, I don't know why so many people simp for Five Guys burgers. I don't think they're good.
Yeah, me neither. I don't. But I mean, their fries and shakes are what's important, and the fact that like whenever I would go pick up a DoorDash from Five Guys, I would just get to munch on peanuts.
Eat the peanuts.
Yeah, that's it. By the way, Five Guys on this list, they rank at 29th with 2,204 million sales in 2022. Which, by the way, thinking relative to that, Burger King, they made 10,278 sales in 2022. That's a lot of sales, honestly, for Burger King. That's surprising. That is surprising.
It's very like I said. I feel like I don't know anyone who goes to Burger King regularly.
Hey, maybe that whole Whopper meme on TikTok helped.
Actually, that is the only fucking time I've ever wanted to go to Burger King. Is watching that stupid Whopper.
Shout out to fucking Tavo for doing that. I love Tavo so much. Tavo, the person who made the TikTok that got popularized, solid friend of mine.
Or one of them that was very
the furry one that got really popular. You know the one.
I know the one. Literally, I would pull it up because I had it like bookmarked on TikTok just so I could watch it every once in a while. It'd be like, this is what stimming is.
Yeah, it really is.
Anyway,
I love it. Shout out to Tavo. He recently got signed to a streaming team on Twitch. With a bunch of furry VTubers. I'm like, pop off, Queen. You deserve this. I respect him for it. Queen. What do you call me? Anyway, squeezing out somehow 100 million more sales than Burger King, sitting in the number 7 spot with 10,372 million sales, is Subway.
What year was this?
2022. Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. To be fair, I have had more Subway in the last couple of years than I really should because for some of that, I was living in a small town.
Yeah, that's true.
And literally only one of their restaurants that they had was a Subway. Mm-hmm. So maybe I contributed to this a tiny bit.
Yeah, and I don't think you contributed 100 million sales, though.
Maybe I did.
In a year?
You don't know me.
Trace, how much do you eat in a year?
So much.
There's only 365 days.
I will admit, sometimes there are days when I'm like, I really kind of want a Subway sandwich.
I'm with you on that. I like their Italian sandwich. I like the meatball. I like the meatball sandwiches. The meatball and Italian bread, it goes hard. Uh-huh. And we know.
No, I just sometimes I'm like, damn, I kind of want a Subway sandwich. And maybe it's nostalgia because when I was in high school, what they would do is they would let you out for lunch. You could leave the school campus for lunch.
Yes, same. I never did because it was stupid and there wasn't anything worth buying within distance of my high school.
Well, and right across the street from our high school was a gas station and also a really family-owned little restaurant.
Uh-huh.
The family-owned restaurant, sometimes you would go there if you just wanted to look cool, I guess. I don't know. You would go there and there'd be some things that you could do, but there was limited seating. So a lot of people didn't go there because if you got food there, most of the time the seating was taken up by other students already.
I see, yeah.
So you would go across the street to the gas station where there was a Subway in it and they also sold pizza and then also gas station food.
Side note, Subway does sell pizza, which is wild to
Where?
Me. Everywhere. Every Subway is now selling pizza. And that
Since
hurts
when?
my soul. Within the past year. I remember first finding out about it while door dashing. And I was like, hey, why is this Subway in this random Walmart selling pizza? And then I went to a different Subway. Kitchen? And then they no, it's on the actual Subway menu and it's crazy. And I don't know why.
What? What executive at Subway was like, you know what we should do? Enter in the most saturated fast food market. That'll definitely boost our sales because you know what people are clamoring for? Subway pizza.
It's crazy.
That's exactly what they want.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand it, and I'm looking I can see their menu. I pulled up their the Subway menu.
The Subway
pizza.
Menu.
The Subway personal pizza because it's only personal pizzas, which is interesting. But it's
maybe.
so strange. It's very confusing to me.
That was a bad. They should just try to sell more of their cookies because that's the best.
Their cookies are good. Their cookies are really good. I'm not gonna lie.
White macadamia nut Subway cookies. Ugh.
Yeah. They're always warm.
So good.
I don't know how they're always warm because they're definitely sitting out, not on a warmer in any way, shape, or form. But they are always warm, and it's so good.
I think it's just because everyone wants them, and they have to just keep remaking them throughout the day because they're just so fucking good.
That would make sense.
They're like, oh, do you want chips or a cookie? Who the fuck is getting chips? Cookie all the time at Subway.
Cookie all the time. Yeah, we know how this works. Anyway, speaking of Subway, coming in with 11,279 million sales in 2022. About an extra 1,000 million sales above Subway was the company that bought Subway, Dunkin'.
Really?
Yeah, again, a fast food chain that you do not expect to be doing well.
Well, maybe that's because we're in the Midwest, because like when I go to major cities, there's like a Dunkin' on every corner.
That's true, you're right. Yeah, in the Midwest, Dunkin' is not very popular, but I feel like you see it significantly more often in large cities.
Yeah, like because when I was in Chicago, like when I went to Chicago,
let's go.
When I went to Chicago for like Lollapalooza or things that are non-furry related, like when you're in this city, there's like a Dunkin' everywhere.
Yeah.
And then when I was in Boston, there was a Dunkin' literally everywhere. When I was in Philadelphia, there was a Dunkin' that was right down the street. Like there always seems to be a Dunkin' that's close by when you're in a major city.
That's strange.
And I think that's what's driving their sales. Is they're
You're
just,
right.
They're
you
everywhere.
are right. And I do think a large part of that is that Dunkin' is like actively competing with Starbucks now. Like at one point in time, they were just donuts, but now that they're doing coffee too.
Hasn't Dunkin' always done coffee?
Yes, but like now that they're like actively trying to put themselves up as a coffee place as opposed to just a donut place, like they.
I don't know.
When did they make the change?
Do that?
Well, they used to be called Dunkin' Donuts, and now they're just called Dunkin'. So it was during that America Runs on Dunkin' like campaign that they did. I think it was like 2010, like early 2010s. I could be misremembering, but I feel like that did definitely put them more on the map.
And you probably know this better than I do because there was no Dunkin' close to me when I was growing up. So maybe I've only ever known them as a place that you're supposed to go for coffee and breakfast, and if you want a donut sometimes.
Yeah. Oh my God. Apparently, American Runs on Dunkin' was 2006. Jesus Christ. But when did they change? Like when did they drop the donuts in their name?
Maybe there just never was donuts in their name, and you just associated them with donuts.
No. Yeah, okay, in September 2018, Dunkin' Donuts announced that it would be officially changing the name to Dunkin' by January 2019. So, okay, they changed the name late. I think they just wanted to focus not on the donuts and more on the coffee now.
I don't know, because they always, like, in my opinion, they always focused on the coffee. Because, like you said, 2006 was America Runs on Dunkin'. They weren't talking about the donuts then. They were talking about their coffee.
That's very strange. I don't
know. Maybe they just had a really bad branding crisis in the beginning, and they're like, "We're a coffee company, but we really like alliteration."
But we really like alliteration, honestly.
So we're gonna go with Dunkin' Donuts to really fucking confuse the consumer.
Who knows? Who knows?
Well, actually, you know what we're just completely disregarding here?
Yeah.
The name Dunkin'. Because they're called that because you dunk the donut in coffee. So they're your Dunkin' Donuts because you're
stupid. I might actually be dumb. I think I need to take a break.
No, literally, I was even thinking that. I was sitting there thinking Dunkin' was a name. And then I remembered, I was like, wait a second. Wasn't there like a whole deal where like you dunked the donut in the coffee? And it's like, Dunkin'?
Also, that's a weird flavor combo, like donut plus coffee. Like, do people actually dunk donuts in their coffee?
Yeah, I think that's been a staple since the 50s. Like, that's something people have done for a really long time.
Coffee drinkers are psychotic.
Agree. Fully agree.
literally on hardcore drugs, heavy addictions. You know what? Weirdos everywhere.
Absolutely horrible people.
As a non-coffee drinker, I'm superior to all of you. Anyway, number 5 is Wendy's.
Really?
Yes!
This is the most surprising fucking list we've ever done.
No,
Wendy's?
Wendy's somehow squeezed out 11,694 million sales. So that's about 400 million more sales than Dunkin' was. And keep in mind, we started with Chipotle at 8,600 million sales. So we're bumping it up.
What the fuck? Wendy's?
Yeah, I feel like Wendy's...
Do people actually like Wendy's that much?
Yeah. The biggie bag. I like...
What the fuck is a biggie bag?
It's a lot of food for like $5 or $6 if you lived where I used to live, where they upped the price for no goddamn reason. Yeah, they used to have a thing called a 4 for $4, and I guess they still do have it in some Wendy's, but they changed it to a 4 for $5, and I'm like, you're psychotic. What is wrong with you? You had the perfect alliteration calling it the 4 for $4. And I had a whole I had two TikToks that blew up for some reason talking about the fucking just 4 for $4 no longer being $4, and it made me mad.
Yeah, make the
Make the
just make the food smaller, so you can keep it as a 4 for $4.
Honestly,
if you're so worried about inflation.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the only time I ever go to Wendy's is if someone else wants to go to Wendy's.
Really? Yeah, because my roommate, her favorite fast food place is Wendy's.
Literally, the closest place, like the closest fast food place to where I live, just continuing to triangulate where I live more.
Yeah.
Is a Wendy's.
And you just never go there?
I've never gone.
Understandable.
I don't like Wendy's that much, I guess. Like,
hey, I mean, that's fair.
What do they sell at Wendy's that you can't get better somewhere else? That's my question.
I don't think it's better quality. I think it's lower prices. You know, I feel like Wendy's compared to like McDonald's or anything is significantly less expensive, which is why I felt so hurt when they changed the 4 for $4. Because like McDonald's used to have a deal where you could get 2 double cheeseburgers for $3.
Yeah.
And then they got rid of that, and now a single double cheeseburger is more than $3, and it makes me sad.
Can we talk about the rising fucking prices of McDonald's chicken nuggets?
McDonald's is embracing inflation, and it makes me sad.
They have been slowly raising the price of those bitches since forever.
Yeah, they really have.
I remember them being so cheap when I was a kid. Maybe it's because I didn't have a grasp of money as well.
True.
But they always felt so cheap when I was a kid. And now I'm like, you just go and get the chicken nuggets by themselves. And you're like, shit, I guess I'll take out a second loan.
Yeah, honestly, big reason why I like Wendy's so much is because most fast food places, they feel like you're paying for restaurant food. Because the prices of like going to a bar, for instance, I mean, I could get a bar meal for around $10 to $15. And that's also about how much you spend at most fast food restaurants these days. God. So at what point is it worth it to keep going to fast food restaurants? And I think Wendy's is the one place where like, yeah, you still have those value meal deals where like, yes, you can spend $15 on a fucking Baconator if you want to for some goddamn reason, but you can get just as much food for like $5 and get like, it will come with a Frosty, it will come with fries, it will come with a drink, which you can upgrade to a Frosty for free. So you can get 2 Frosties out of it and a burger. And I'm like, that's pretty good. That's a good deal for $5.
You know, here's a little tangent. Not a tangent, but a story from my youth. When I was in choir, every year I would go to this honor choir.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty low level honor choir, so I got in every single year. But when we would finish practicing for the day, and for those who don't know, like an honor choir, at least the ones that I would go to, you would go and you would practice with the entire group. Like there would be kids from all over a certain area, and they would come to one place, and you would come together and you would practice for one day, and then that night you'd have a concert. Mm-hmm. Like you knew the songs beforehand, and you would like prep them by yourself beforehand. But the only time you ever practiced together, yeah, the only time you were there ever practiced together was one singular day, and then you had a concert that night. Mm-hmm. And so this honor choir, literally every time we would go, like the group of kids that would go from my school, we would practice for the entire day, and then it would be dinner time. Mm-hmm. And we would go to a place where your options were a Wendy's, a Subway, or Walmart, because they were all right there next to each other. And the bus would just like park there, and they'd be like, all right, go get whichever one you want. And then, you know, be back here in an hour so that we can go back, get dressed. Well, actually, we would get dressed in the Wendy's, Subway, or Walmart bathroom. And then,
as you should.
Yeah. And then we would go back to the concert hall where we would have the concert that night. So that is the time in my life where I had the most Wendy's regularly, I guess, which was once a year during an honor choir.
Once a year during an honor choir. Honestly, fair. I don't blame you.
Because I didn't want to go to Subway because it always felt like too much bread. And so I would go to Wendy's and get their chicken nuggets and some fries. And that's what I'd have before my honor choir concert. Oh, and also the biggest fucking lemonade. Because that is something I will tell you. I'll give them that. Wendy's probably has the best lemonades out of any fast food restaurant. And also, it just felt really nice. Like a really nice cold lemonade felt really good on my ragged throat after practicing choir all fucking day.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I didn't go to honor choir because I dropped out of choir in high school when my choir teacher was an asshole. But I did do John Philip Sousa honor band. which we talked about Sousa recently because he was, the one president from Kansas, and let me tell you, he gets shoved down your throat. But the John
Sousa was the only president.
Sorry, I'm thinking of someone else. I'm thinking of someone different. My bad.
Sousa was not a president.
I know. I mixed up two people. Who was I thinking of?
Eisenhower?
Yeah, Eisenhower. Why did I think Sousa?
Sousa, I don't know. I mean, I know what you're talking about with Sousa. Like, everyone fucking loses their minds for his arrangements.
That's quite true. You're right. But yeah, I got invited to the John Philip Sousa Honor Band quite a few times. It is very similar to that, to your honor choir, where you get the music, you practice it on your own, but you wouldn't actually hear it in like a full ensemble until the day of the concert, which is wild to me. But that was always held in Worcester, Massachusetts, and the entire band, we didn't go to Wendy's, we didn't have a fast food. Our entire band every single year would go to Chili's, and I don't know why. That was just the one that was there in the hotel, and that was the same hotel that I spent the night in the bathtub. Because no one wanted to share a bed with a gay guy.
Right. Were you openly gay in high school?
No, but I think everyone else knew before I did.
Everyone's like, that man is a fucking F word. Like,
yeah. What you say?
Queen.
Anywho, should we continue?
What's next? What's next on the list?
Number 4, Taco Bell. With an extra an extra 2,000 million sales over Wendy's. So they're at 13,850 million.
I don't like Taco Bell.
Yeah, me neither. Taco Bell's fucking disgusting.
I don't like Taco Bell. I don't like Taco John's. Both of them. If I had to choose one over the other, I would go to Taco Bell. But
why would you choose either? Go to Qdoba. Just do it. Just do it. Don't go to Taco Bell or Taco John's.
I don't like Qdoba either. Like, okay. I'm just gonna go to a Chipotle. Like. If I want Mexican food, there's so much better Mexican food around where I am.
That's true. Yeah, where you live, there's so many like actual sit-down Mexican restaurants, and like why would you ever want fast food? Like, why would you ever want Taco Bell or Taco John's? You know,
like there are also like family-owned Mexican fast food.
That's good too. Yeah,
that literally, I would just go there. Like, it's so much better. I mean, I don't know. I have never liked Taco Bell or Taco John's.
Me neither.
In my mind, they're practically the same thing. I know that they're
really
different.
Are. They're similar.
But like, something about the food just always felt gross. Felt gross, but tasted gross.
Yeah.
And like now, the quesadillas at Taco Bell are fine, but it's so much money.
It is
2 tortillas with some cheese and a little bit of chicken in between. Like, it's not worth it. It is not
really
worth
isn't.
it.
No. Yeah, Taco Bell is just generally speaking worthless. Again, speaking back to my DoorDash days, they would their insides were never open. Like, even long after COVID restrictions would force them to close their dining rooms, they would just not reopen their dining rooms ever. And their drive-thrus were always so goddamn busy that I would wait for like hours to try and get like fucking $10 order that I'd be making $10 from. Like, why? Why am I waiting this long at goddamn Taco Bell? Why is someone paying this much money to make me go to Taco Bell? Like, it's not good. It's a bad idea. Don't go to Taco Bell. Stop doing Taco Bell. We need to take every Taco Bell and burn them to the ground. Nope. I realized as I said that was a bad idea.
Like terrorism.
Yep. Anyway, speaking of a restaurant that we should commit to acts of terrorism, you want to guess what number 3 is? With an extra 5,000 million more sales over Taco Bell.
Terrorism. What the fuck? Where? Carl's Jr.
Why Carl's Jr.?
I don't know. Why fucking any restaurant. How could that segue correlate with any restaurant?
Number 3 is Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
Oh, there he goes. He gets it now.
I see now. Okay. Literally, I've had Chick-fil-A once in my life.
That's fair. That's fair.
And it was because it was inside of our student union, and it was the only thing open, and I was so fucking hungry.
Hey. I mean, that... yeah, I get it. There's Chick-fil-A's in every goddamn student union, and I don't know why. Like, they're just really trying to infiltrate the schools, and I don't understand it.
Yeah, shout out Kansas City Airport, who was supposed to have a Chick-fil-A, but then people protested, so then they got rid of the Chick-fil-A.
Hell yeah. Pop off Kansas City Airport.
Pop off KCI.
Is it KCI? I remember, for some reason, I thought it was like MCI or some bullshit like that.
Technically, it is MCI. That is the call letters for the Kansas City Airport. But
I hate that so much.
Colloquially, in Kansas City, they call it KCI.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Who knows? I just think it's funny.
Literally, all of the signage
says KCI.
While you're driving to the airport, it says KCI, and then you get there. Well, and then on your phone it says you're flying out of MCI, and you're like, "Am I going to the wrong airport?" Like, no, you're not. It's the same fucking thing.
It's very silly.
Like, just call it MCI. Like,
for real. Anyway.
Whatever. Yeah. Actually, really funny. I was watching. So, as everyone should know at this point, I like ghosts. Yeah. And I was watching Watcher, Ghost Files. If you've ever watched.
I hardly know her.
Watcher is a channel that was started by 3 people from BuzzFeed.
Okay.
And 2 of them, Ryan Bagara and Shane Madej, have a show called Ghost Files where they go and they hunt ghosts, right?
Yeah.
Really fun, really great show. I love it. They went to Kansas City this season of ghost hunting. And when they were there, they put you know how sometimes they'll put like when someone's making a vlog, they'll put the city name like in text on the screen.
Yeah, I know.
And they did that. They did Kansas City, comma, and then where the head should have the abbreviation for the state, they put MI.
That's not Missouri. That's not.
I know.
That's not the abbreviation for Missouri, buddy.
I know, and I'm like,
that's Mississippi.
Is it even anything?
Like, I think MI is Mississippi. Because I've had to put MI in for some of my call center things. I'm fairly certain MI is Mississippi. But yeah, Missouri is MO, which Michigan. I understand. Oh, it is Michigan. What's Mississippi? Oh, is Mississippi MS? Mississippi
Probably.
Sounds like it's MS. Okay, yeah. But Missouri is MO, so I don't...
Yeah, so I think it's so fucking funny because they messed up. Because Missouri, I can get that.
It starts with an MI. Missouri, yeah.
Yeah, but I laughed because I was like, you think that they would look that up?
No.
They wouldn't so confidently put Kansas City, Michigan on there when they were very... I mean, there's no Kansas City, Michigan that I know of.
Hey, there might be.
But they were very much like, oh yeah, it was Kansas City because they said, talked about landmarks that were there that I've been to.
Yeah, I understand.
But anyway.
It's very, you know what? It's BuzzFeed. We can't expect quality from them.
Well, they left BuzzFeed.
Shout-outs to leaving BuzzFeed.
Yeah, shout out to every single person who has ever left BuzzFeed.
Every single one of you. Proud of you. We salute the
particularly Sophia Nygaard.
Yeah, that sounds like a name.
One of my favorite YouTube channels, Sophia Nygaard. Anyway, what's next?
Up next, okay, number 2, beating out Chick-fil-A with an extra 10,000 million. So Chick-fil-A had 18,000.
I guess we should say the reason we don't like Chick-fil-A is because they're homophobic. Next.
I mean, I feel like that should be obvious at this point. I feel like anyone who knows us should know that. Which is very funny that Chick-fil-A is so homophobic when half their staff is trans people. You ever think about that? Pretty much
no, because I've never been in a Chick-fil-A, so I don't know how many there are. Well, okay.
That's fair.
There were times when I'd go into a Chick-fil-A when I was door dashing, and none of them were queer. Those were church kids.
Understandable.
Very much. But
I don't know. I feel like I used to work at a Chick-fil-A, and I feel like every trans man specifically, every trans man within the furry community that I've ever talked to said that they have at one point worked at a Chick-fil-A. And I think that's really funny. I think that's a very strange correlation.
It's a very strange correlation.
It is a very strange correlation. And there have been a few trans women too, and obviously there's a few non-trans, just generally homosexual people that I know that have worked there. I was gonna say myself, but I don't even know what my gender is anymore. Gender's weird, y'all. Yeah, Chick-fil-A. It for some reason we just like using their homophobic money to advance the gay agenda.
I guess so. I guess so.
Siphon the money from the homophobes. All right, number 2. Again, with an extra 10,000. You want to guess what the top 2 are?
The top 2?
Yeah, go for it.
One of them has to be McDonald's. I'm assuming that's number 1.
What would 2 be, though? Because, again, we've talked about Chipotle, Domino's, Burger King, Subway, Dunkin', Wendy's, Taco Bell, and Chick-fil-A. And you're guessing McDonald's is 1. What do you think number 2 is? I'm curious.
Well, I'm trying to figure it out because I for some reason can't think of a single other fast food chain that would feel big enough.
That's fair. I'll confirm for you that McDonald's is number 1. McDonald's in 2022, they sold 48,734 million sales. So McDonald's beats out whatever number 2 is by a factor of like 20,000 million.
Can you just say 20 billion?
No, that's not what that is. Wait, yes. No.
Yes.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, they beat it out by 20. That's not how numbers work, though. I don't like phrasing it like that. I think 1,000 million makes more sense.
How does that make more sense when we have a singular word for what that means?
Shut up. But let me have this, okay? The site organized it in millions of sales, okay?
I know, okay. But what? I don't know.
We've talked about number 2 already. I'll give you that.
Is it Carl's Jr.?
No, it's actually Hardee's. Close try. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
Starbucks.
Oh.
Yeah. Which weird that counts as a fast food restaurant, right?
Yeah, it's weird that I even for some reason in my mind that's not even a fast food restaurant.
It really isn't. It's more a fast food
get
cafe.
it.
Yeah. I do think it's funny that the restaurant that Christians freak out about every winter season, about how them waging a war on Christmas is beating out Chick-fil-A by a factor of 10 billion sales.
It is also very weird that the two fast food chains that have the most sales right now are also like under a major boycott at the moment.
Yeah, that is a little weird. I do think that these sales were from 2022, so
I know
not
that
factoring in things from 2023.
Oh, I know that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that maybe there's some commentary on the world there that like the larger you are, the more likely you are to commit some atrocity.
It's almost like it's very very difficult to find extreme levels of success to this degree in capitalism without exploiting people. Without
some sort of exploitation or other bad things. Because, as far as I know, McDonald's did worse than just exploiting people, which I mean, they exploit people, but like...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's just, it's an interesting fact for me.
It is.
Can you give me what the top 3 on the other list are? I want to see if they match up in any way.
Yeah, sure. So the top 3 on the top 10s list, number 3 is Wendy's. So that's the top. The number 3 is the number 3rd, most popular is Wendy's.
Because I'm like, man, no one goes to Wendy's. That's like self-projection. So hardcore self-projection. Okay, next. What's the next one?
Number 2 is Subway.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I thought we all agreed that Subway sucks. I thought everyone and their mom was like, yeah, Subway kind of sucks. And we only go there when we are feeling a little guilty.
And then number 1, McDonald's.
I mean, like everyone, like McDonald's has become so synonymous with American fast food.
True.
That
You're right.
It's impossible to separate. And also like McDonald's breakfast bangs. There's no other fast food chain that does it better. Which also, it sucks that they don't do it all day anymore. Like
what? Oh, the breakfast? Yeah.
Yeah.
They used to do all day breakfast. Those hotcakes were great. Oh, I miss those.
I think the pancakes.
Trace, I don't like eggs. So everything else on the McDonald's menu is not for me.
That makes I mean, there's like sausage biscuit, and honestly, just even a biscuit and a sausage from McDonald's, I don't know, it hits.
It does hit, yeah. Their sausages, for some reason, they got good flavor in them.
Yeah,
I'll take a McDonald's sausage any day. Nope, never mind. I stand corrected. The moment that came out of my mouth, I'm like,
I was like, is he trying to be sexual at this moment? I'm not even sure because I agree.
yeah, you're right.
Like, I also like McDonald's sausages, but then I was like, is he talking about the other type of sausage?
Anywho. So back on that QSR, the top 50 list, are there any other fast food restaurants that you want the stats on to see where they would fall?
Where's Papa John's?
That's a good question. Papa John's is sitting at number 20 with 3,698 million sales in 2022.
I think Papa John's is also someone we're supposed to be protesting.
Yes, Papa John's fucking sucks. Now Jimmy John's, however, 2,364 million, 28th. They're 28th on the list.
They're 28th Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
I never go to Jimmy John's.
Yeah, I feel like
I forget it exists.
I feel like Jimmy John's is just the worst Firehouse subs, but they've been around longer. You know?
Let me look at my DoorDash to see what I order the most.
That's fair. Well, I mean, okay.
I mean, I usually get local restaurants.
Yeah. Number 41 is Krispy Kreme with 991 million sales.
What would you consider to be your top fast food place that you like go to above all else?
My top fast food place would probably be Freddy's. And Freddy's is sitting at 46 there with 808 million sales in 2022, which is kind of surprising because Freddy's is not that like well spread. Like I feel like they're mainly just in the Midwest, so the fact they even made top 50 is impressive.
Yeah, I mean, like, is Spangles on there?
No, Spangles is not on here.
Yeah, I didn't think Spangles would be on there.
Spangles is absolutely not on here. I'm looking through. I see Culver's at 24 with 2,830 million sales.
Interesting.
Raising Cane's right above it with 3 billion sales.
Oh, that's fair. I had an ex that worked at Raising Cane's, as we both know.
Yes, I remember.
Remember when Post Malone did a Raising Cane's meal?
That was so weird. That was a very strange, like, collaboration, I'm going to be honest. I mean, I get it, but yeah, it was weird. It did fit.
Weirdly fit.
It was good.
I don't know. Where is KFC?
15th. I was literally just about to bring up KFC. Okay. KFC's in 15th place.
Oh, what about Popeyes?
16th, right below it.
Really?
So, yeah,
KFC beats Popeyes.
KFC has 5,100 million. Popeyes has 5,001 million. So it's a factor of 100 million sales.
I mean, I think that KFC has kind of had a glow up. Like the food that they made for a while there was really bad. It really kind of sucked. But they were like, guys,
they got better.
We need to get it together. And now they're kind of good. Like,
I used to dislike KFC personally, but it's been growing on me. I've picked up KFC a handful of times recently, and they have a box. There's a whole box combo, and it is so much food for so little price.
Yeah, it's kind of good. Like if y'all have discounted KFC, give them a chance. Like,
give them a chance. The KFC $20 fill-up box. Let's find out exactly how much is in this. It has 12 chicken nuggets, 4 wings, a ton of fries, like 4 different biscuits, and like multiple different sauces. I'm like, good lord, it's a lot of food for $20.
Maybe I want KFC today. Good God.
Honestly, I might hit up KFC after this episode. If we need to take a minute, I mean, we're definitely not going to record this back to back with the next episode. No. But if we need to take some time before we record the next episode, Trace, I mean, it's fine if you want to go.
I mean,
you want to go and get some KFC. You know, hey, you know what? A lot of fast food places do open at 10:30. I know Freddy's opens at 11.
I know, but like, I'm not that hungry yet.
That's fair. I'm
actually very hungry after this episode. But, like, I think I should be able to wait.
I had to bring us back to our roots because there were like some of the earlier seasons we would constantly be like making each other super hungry. I feel like we haven't done food on this podcast in a while, so I'm glad we could bring it back.
While we're here, while it's Thanksgiving wink.
While
it's Thanksgiving week, what is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Mine?
Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't really like Thanksgiving food that much. I mean, turkey's fine. I love ham. I do actually like ham a lot. Now that I think about it, ham is pretty good.
Do you have a dessert maybe that you like?
No.
I fucking love pumpkin pie with my entire being.
Oh, trust me, I'm aware. I'm aware of your love of pumpkin pie.
I go feral for pumpkin pie. Like,
for anyone listening thinking that Trace is joking, he is not. Trace is not joking in the slightest.
I love pumpkin pie so fucking much. Like, it is one of my like. I think I've maybe said this on the podcast before. I used to request pumpkin pie for my birthday cake instead of birthday cake.
Yeah.
I love pumpkin pie. When Dairy Queen and Freddy's start fucking making the pumpkin pie ice cream, holy shit.
I will admit the Freddy's pumpkin pie concrete is so good. It is really tasty.
Fuck. I wish we could have pumpkin pie all season. I wish it was just a staple of every time. But no, I have to wait, and I think it makes my yearning grow stronger. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I hope it's easier for you if you're having a Friendsgiving. Give everyone a kiss for me, because you're probably queer.
Suck their dicks. And if they don't have dicks, suck their ass.
Whatever. Give them a kiss. Like,
suck their cheek. Give them a little hickey.
Whatever. Hopefully, I'm gonna let you do the outro now.
No, that was my outro. Goodbye.
Please make sure that you give us a like and a review and a comment if you're so inclined on the video side of things on YouTube. That's an outro.
Trace, I'm just gonna cut that out.
Fine.